first topic is Commanders. Hold on, coach. Hold up. Hold on, I gotta bring out the jersey. I gotta bring out the jersey. All right, in the background. Hating Cowboy fan.
Producers got there hating.
It's all good, you know. Hey, I know what that fool say. He a little worried, coach. He a little worried, but it's all good. So look, man, Eric Bieniemy. Oh yeah, before I do that, I got a clip. So Eric Bieniemy had his press conference. He did his press conference yesterday, and it was really good, man. I mean, I was fired up. I ain't gonna lie, I was fired up. But let me play this clip from his press conference real quick. Let's play this real quick.
Why Washington? What appealed to you? What appealed about this job to you?
Why not Washington? Look at all the talent. Look at the players that they have. Okay? Look at the guys that they have on defense. So I'm excited about this opportunity. I've known Coach Ron now since 1999. So relationships mean something. I've known Coach Mayhew for a number of years, and that means something. I've known Mr. Stokes for a number of years. And so I have no doubt about what they're building here. Obviously, they went to the playoffs in the previous year. So they were basically real close this year of going. So I have never, ever backed down from a challenge. So I'm embracing this challenge. I'm fired up. I'm excited. I'm excited when it's time to start talking ball with these guys, to start getting to work. But when it's all said and done with, why not Washington?
So I got pumped up. All right. I won't get too excited with press conference, but all right. Okay, got some love for that. Okay, got some love. Okay. So look, coach, I'm excited, man. So look, first let me say this. All right. He basically said what I came on the show and said the other day. I came on the show and said, man, obviously 20th offense last year. All right. Offense been struggling since Ron Rivera's been there. You know, we got an owner situation that's going on. He just leaving probably the best offensive coordinator situation in the whole NFL, best quarterback, best play caller, right? Most comfortable job he has. And he left out to come here. I know why, though. This is what I said on the show. I said, we got a great defense. The head coach is a defensive coach. He give you the offensive powers. Sister coach. You can do everything you want on offense. We have Jahan Dawson, led rookies and TDs before he got hurt. Terry McLaurin, who I still think is the best receiver in the NFC East, all right? All-Pro last year. Also, we got Antonio Gibson, a hybrid running back. Curtis Samuels, a hybrid wide receiver. Brian Robinson, a bruiser, who's only going to get better, had a good rookie season, and he's a running back coach. So I like what we have for Eric Bieniemy. So I don't know if people know this, coach. Eric Bieniemy, he had to wait his turn, all right? He interviewed so many people. He still didn't get a job. And the reason why people keep saying it because of Andy Reid's a play caller, and they don't know if he's doing it. You know who went through that similar situation, coach? Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera was under Lovie Smith, who's a defensive play caller. Ron Rivera was a defensive coordinator. So he had to make a lateral move and go to San Diego and get coach under a team who the head coach was more of an offensive guy. And guess what? Every year they were top three, number one, number two, number three, number one. And then he ended up getting his head coaching job. All right. And you know who else? Was under Ron Rivera who kind of did the same thing? Sean McDermott.
Yep.
All right. So then I think he left Andy Reid. He came with Ron Rivera, and now he's a head coach. You know, so I'm excited, man. I'm so excited about the situation. And last thing I'm gonna say is this, coach. All right. I'm not gonna make no predictions, but I'm getting right for my NBA fans. I'm getting the Mike Brown feeling. All right. Mike Brown was with the most winningest team in the NBA, the Warriors. Eric Bieniemy, the most winningest team in NFL, the Chiefs. Mike Brown was the assistant coach, but the defensive guy for the Warriors. Eric Bieniemy was the assistant coach, but the running back guy. LaShawn McCoy coming out and say he ain't deal with the pass at all. He deal with the running back. They said the same thing about Mike Brown with the defense, right? He ain't deal with the offense. He dealt with the defense, right? He go to Commanders all-season champs again. Listen, it's cool. I'm not about to be quiet because y'all gonna say stuff, all right? All I know is, and let me go at you, Dave. All right, listen, I got some excitement for my team. All right, something you don't understand. All right, so, but look, I gotta take a shot at my co-host for a second. So Mike Brown, defensive-minded coach, I remember when we announced Sacramento Kings. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. For those who don't know, all right, I got my jersey right here. Oh snap! All right, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. When we announced that we hired Mike Brown, Steve Kerr got hurt. Steve Kerr got sick with COVID. Mike Brown had to step in, and they lost by 40. And I remember everybody was saying, "Oh, the Kings made a mistake." People saying we made a mistake by hiring Eric Bieniemy. Mike Brown is known for a defensive coach. Guess what, coach? We the number one offense in the NBA, the Kings. A defensive coach led the team to number one offense. So Eric Bieniemy, hey, look, I'm not saying we number one, nothing like that, but I do see a big turnaround. I do see it. Yeah, I'm at a 10 time out because I think this could potentially be the best move Ron Rivera has made since bringing in Terry McLaurin. For real, like I think it's the best move we probably made offensively, especially since we brought in Terry McLaurin. So I'm excited, coach. I'm not gonna get no predictions out. I'm wait till this off season about to start all that stuff, but you take it away. What's your thoughts?
Well, first question, where's Ron?
He said he's a head coach.
So what's Bieniemy doing?
He's Airbnb was an offensive coordinator and assistant coach. So he gave him all the responsibility for the offense. So Ron Rivera did it with none of that stuff. He basically the assistant coach, basically. Yeah. So you got 3 head coaches because DC is the head coach.
Okay. So what? You know what? Okay. So what he did is what I was saying.
Did he break up?
Offensive-minded coach. He needs to relinquish everything defensively to a great defensive-minded guy. That's basically what Ron Rivera is doing. He can focus 100% now on the defense, completely on the defense, and he is basically. I'm gonna be. What he did is, like you said, it's a lateral move. He's basically doing everything he did with the Chiefs. He's coming over to do. It's gonna actually be Bieniemy's scheme, and not like Bieniemy working under Andy Reid's scheme. Because that's all that is. It's one scheme. It's another man's genius to develop and create plays inside that scheme. What both of him and a lot of people think Bieniemy didn't have a lot to do with that offense. That's crazy if you really think that. If you really think it was just all about Andy Reid's genius, that's his system is the genius. It's what Bieniemy can do inside. Bieniemy has a play he wants to run. He's not going to run that play unless he shows it to the head coach. What this head coach is going to do is he's going to say certain things. However, Bieniemy makes a decision on if the personnel work for that play. And if it doesn't, and if they can't come to an agreement, it's not a fight. It's not a disagreement. It's this play is tossed right now. Like this goes to the back of the playbook because we can't come to an agreement personnel-wise on how this play works underneath this system. But it's when it comes to on the field aspects, where do you see Andy Reid? He's nowhere near the quarterback. He's nowhere near the offensive line. He ain't nowhere near the offensive players. He's in the middle of the field, actually, because he don't even bother with halfway the defense unless they fall behind or something. What he does is he strategically makes plays and decisions. For instance, if somebody gets hurt, it's Andy Reid's decision of who fills in that spot based on what information he's gathered from his staff. He's just making that ultimate decision. I want him in. And from what he's seen as well, he's not going in blind. I'm not saying that. But a lot of the Chiefs' offense was Bieniemy's plays. Like those are his. They're not Andy Reid's. The scheme is here. But all of that, Andy Reid can pick the personnel. Bieniemy puts the scheme, the plays together for the personnel. They work as a unit. That's why they have 2 Super Bowl championships right now. There's nothing left for him to do in Kansas City. So he wants to take his talents. I put it this way. People think he's still.
Oh, your sound. Coach, you're on mute. You muted yourself.
Oh,
I'm funny.
So what this does for him is it's a lateral move, but it opens him up more for a head coaching job. So he's still waiting, but it's not a wait to see if he can become a head coach. Now this is the position he's putting himself in. If Washington successfully, and here's where he put himself. He put himself in a tight little bubble. but all they have to do is succeed, and it's okay. With succeed meaning make the wild card weekend. That's all you got to do. Make Super Wild Card weekend, and you're fine. But he did say when he brought up the fact that last year they were in the playoffs, they barely missed it this year. So technically, there isn't much that needs to happen for Washington to be a playoff team coming this year. You can actually put them not on a pedestal, but on the caliber of they could possibly be a playoff team. What are they missing? A quarterback? If they can find that situation between now and I would say the draft,
you're more likely going with Sam Howell
from the draft. If that's what you now, if you're going with a draft pick, I hope Bieniemy is ready to start a quarterback coming out of the draft. You know what I mean? That part.
No, we're not going to draft the quarterback. I'm saying we're going to go with most likely.
No, that's
Sam
right.
Howell from last year.
That's right. And if he works the system very well, then it's going to be an easy job for Bieniemy. I think this is a really great move for him, for the future for him, if he decides to one day become a head coach if something ever happens. And here's the thing. Ron Rivera put himself in a worse position because if that offense flips and becomes more successful, but they can't win because of that defense, who they coming for?
No, I got you. I obviously that will happen, but that's not going to happen. Our defense is legit. We got good defense.
You do.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is because the 100% focus now for Rivera is that defense. If it fails,
it's not going to fail.
But if it fails, he's out, and they're going to make Bieniemy the head coach.
I got you now, but I don't think it's going to fail. And also, okay, so I look at, all right, our offense, right, with Sam Howell. Now, you look at us last year, Coach, we were one game out the playoffs. One game out the playoffs. With the quarterback situation we had last year.
I mean, you can say this is the weakest NFL season.
Is Sam Howell going to be worse than that? I mean, really? Can he be worse than that? Like, my thing is, we need somebody who's going to scheme us the right way. We have weapons. Like, if you look at us across the board, like, really. And then we're not going to let Payne go, Dave. We already announced we're going to franchise tag him. So he's staying. So, and Chase Young barely played last year. Chase Young played, what, 4 games last year? If that, 3 games last year? He played the 49ers and the Browns. That's basically it. And
he played at the end of the season?
Yeah, he played 3 games at the end of the season. That's all he did last year. You know,
if he did that was just to get back under his, just to get his feet wet. That wasn't even for him to.
Oh yeah, no, we were making a playoff run also, but it came down to play calling, and quarterback play. Like I called since week 2. I noticed the play calling was bad. I remember dissecting that Detroit Lions game, and I'm like, why are we? Our pass protection is clearly terrible. Why are we drawing up these plays back to back that needs time to develop without extra protection? Like, what the heck? Like, come on. So that's why I'm excited about Eric Bieniemy because he said we're gonna play fast. And you watch. Well, it's the West Coast offense basically. But
if you look at Washington's, and that's why I love the fact that he brought up, the personnel. He brought up the players. Like they got a lot of all-stars. And yeah, man, if you look at Washington, I'm not saying they should be putting up 40 points a game, but they have the speed to manage clock a lot better, to get more first downs, to be more efficient in the red zone. Like they have the speed with the type of weapons they have, but when you look at the quarterback play, here's the issue. Again, Carson Wentz was supposed to win in Indianapolis, and that was his last shot to me because they got him up here. They got in here too bad. He can't functionally play great football anymore. It's over for him. No matter where he go, you're not resurrecting Carson Wentz anymore.
No, he's done.
It was supposed to happen in Indianapolis, not Washington. He got kicked to Washington and got lost. He lost his job again.
You're done, son.
For like the 3rd or 4th time, he lost his job to an injury. Like it's over with that one. You know what I mean? So then you got my boy who can play, but God, he's so small. He's so small. And every receiver that catches the ball from this kid has to jump in the air, and they're basically getting hit in the air. Like they can't catch the ball in strides because my man is small. He played good football, man, but that height is a real problem. And they don't run the type of plays that allow his height I don't think people get if you're not at least 6'2", 6'3", bro, it's hard to see over that line. Them boys are big. They are 6'4", 6'5", grown 300-pound men. It's a wall. It's literally a wall. You got to be able to see over the wall. You can't just see the tip. You know, so it's their issue. If you look at everything across the board, is one problem. It's quarterback. If you're going into this year with this new hire, your only issue this year right now, do you have a viable quarterback to take you to the playoffs? You have the defense. You have the defensive head coach. I really feel like he demoted himself to defensive coordinator, though he has the head coach title. But call it what you want. I feel like the spectacle for Bellamy is a little bit higher. It's a little bit weird. There's so much for an offensive coordinator. I don't even think for the Raiders got this much clout just for taking the Raiders job.
Man, like, see, and Kev, you did not spark this conversation though. He had a press conference yesterday. That's what we're talking about. All right, you know, Eagles try to always add their ties to it, you know. But look, so I know we don't have Patrick Mahomes. We don't. But they had Alex Smith.
They sure did. And who else? And what about the game that season that Pat was actually injured quite a few times? And what was his name? Moore or whoever would come in and he was like collecting like 3-4 wins. So and that was under Bellamy's offensive playbook.
And look, Doug Peterson, who was under Andy Reid too, right? He won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Nick Foles is like, really? Like,
hey, don't hate on my guy.
Nick Foles had a good year. He, you know, because he worked the system. They put him in
exactly. He was a system quarterback.
He worked it. He left Philly. What happened? He looked terrible everywhere he went. He left Philly, so he's about to retire before he came to Philly. Right? So I look at Sam Howell. We're not going to put Sam Howell in situations when he got to beat Patrick Mahomes. All right.
Here's my question with him: How tall is Sam Howell?
I don't know. I don't think he's a tall quarterback though. That's a good question. I'm not sure how tall he is. All right, Sam Howell. Right, but Sam Howell.
So you look at because here's the thing too. If you look at the enemy scheme, he's what?
6'1".
6'1".
Yeah, he's short.
Damn, he's like right under what you need. Because if you look at the enemy scheme, he's had tall quarterbacks too. You know, Alex Smith ain't short. He's about what 6'2", 6'3", I think. Pat ain't short, of course. So I don't know. The quarterback has to fit in my. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they're going to draft a quarterback too. You have to. You don't have.
We're not going to waste a draft pick on another quarterback.
Oh, yes, you will. And it doesn't have to be a first rounder. It doesn't have to be a first rounder, but they will waste one of their draft. Who else is behind? Okay, if you go in with this quarterback right now, who's playing behind him if he get hurt? You gonna go back to Carson Wentz? You gonna go back to McGee?
No, Taylor Heineke is okay for a backup quarterback. He's think about it. Think about the whole NFL. Who has a better backup quarterback?
How long are you gonna keep depending on a great backup? How long are you gonna keep?
We're not depending on a great backup. We're gonna go with Sam Howell for right now.
Why not get a viable rookie? Why not get a viable rookie that can? You need 3 quarterbacks on the roster.
Why would we waste a draft pick on somebody who's not probably gonna play?
You can waste if you have that much faith in this kid coming in this year, then waste the last pick on the quarterback. What I'm saying is,
that's different. I'm talking about
young. I'm not saying waste the top 3 pick. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is they need to get a rookie quarterback on the roster, no matter where they. I don't believe in drafting. You have to draft a quarterback high. I've seen too many times in the NFL. You can get a quarterback in the 6th round and have a Super Bowl.
I think we're going to sign one though. I think we're going to sign a quarterback that's going to be a backup. I think we're going to do that.
Why would you see now? To me, that's management being wasteful. Why would you? Why would? Because okay, if you say Heineke is already a viable backup and you got Sam Howell as your starter, what you need to sign somebody else for?
You need a third quarterback.
You got to get somebody young because if this kid Sam Howell does not work out, you got to have somebody else to put in there, and you cannot depend on Heineke again, who never gets it done again.
What backup quarterback gets it done, Coach? That's what I'm saying. Like he's a backup quarterback.
What I'm saying is, you're in the division. You guys
he does do a good job. He got a winning record for real.
Right, but you guys are in a division that is not easy to win. And he's not winning in that division.
Who, Taylor
Heineke is not winning in that division.
But coach, what other backup quarterback in our division is going to win in the division 4 times backup?
You don't need it's not about backup quarterbacks winning the division. It's about who you got viably ready to come in to take the starting job, not to be the backup and win. You need a rookie who to come in when your starting quarterback goes down. That's the guy that's ready to go and win. No,
Taylor Heineke is the guy that could come in and fill in
he's the guy that comes in and knows the system. He knows the system. He knows the system. He knows
Scott Turner's system, but not Eric Bieniemy's. But I'm pretty sure he'll pick that up. But like my whole thing is this: we need Eric Bieniemy is potentially on a 1-year deal. I know he's on a multi-year deal, but we could get new ownership. And if this don't go good this year, they can come in here and wipe the whole slate clean, like coach staff, right? So Eric Bieniemy is potentially on a 1-year deal. Yeah. They're not going to waste this year. They're going to go in this draft and they're going to find pieces that's going to help us win right now.
Oh no, and I know, and that first round draft pick, unfortunately, needs to be an offensive lineman.
Yes, I'm with that. I'm with that. Offensive lineman.
Because that line needs protection. You got that interior is really bad. I'm not sure about that outside, but that interior is really bad, and y'all need a tight end. There's some offensive movements that need to happen. That's why I don't think that y'all need a quarterback nowhere near early. But like I'm saying, like the last pick, second to last pick, it's as long as he's somebody that Bieniemy says, oh yeah, I can use him in my system later on. Oh yeah, like I can develop that. That's just what they need. Just that you need a security blanket because Taylor Heineke can't always be the savior, is what I'm saying.
No, like Taylor Heineke will be QB2 though.
You have and that's fine. That's fine. Okay. The other guy could be the 3. That's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is for the future, Taylor Heineke can't continuously be there. Because if it keeps falling on him at the number 2, Washington's going to keep falling with him.
Hey, Cal, we are not getting Lamar Jackson. We already came out, Ron Rivera came out publicly and said we are not spending money on a QB this year. We're not spending big money on a QB this year. They asked him about Lamar. They asked him about Derek Carr. They asked him about Aaron Rodgers. And he said that we're not going to spend big money. Now, if a QB wants to come in here and compete, they could do that. That's what he said. But we're not about to spend money on the QB and he's the number. We're not doing that. So we're going to address issues that we have. Like you said, Coach, offensive line. We got to get a tight end. I do like Bates. I think Bates is a great blocker. We haven't really seen him 4 times as a pass catcher. So I don't know, but we need a tight end.
Sam Howell needs a better security blanket. For open, that's what he needs. So I don't run a 2 tight end set then. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I love when teams run a 2 tight end set. That shows a lot of genius in the coach to run those type of plays.
All I know is that listen. I'm feeling it from Philly. I'm feeling it from Dallas. They not worried, but they like, dang, the Commanders finally did something right. That's what they think of right now. They're like, man, Eric Bieniemy was a good.
I mean, who's the Cowboys offensive coordinator?
Kellen Moore's about to turn up in Los Angeles. Watch. Kellen Moore about to turn up with Justin Herbert. Watch.
Because that pass happy crap he was doing trying to do with Dak. Oh, he gonna get all of it with Herbert. All that Herbert love.
Tell him going crazy with these sound effects. All right, relax. He's going crazy.
Herbert gonna have 5,000 yards.
Man, look, I'm excited, man. All I know is you might be hearing me saying this in the NFL season. You might hear it in the NFL season. I might bring it to Washington. But
I don't think Derek Carr going to Washington. I'm gonna tell you whose job is on the line, and he has to make a really big move, and it'll be the perfect move for him. And that's Jets head coach. They need a quarterback, and they need to go to get Derek Carr. Derek Carr need to go in there and be a Jet. Derek Carr need to go ahead and stand in front of that New York media. Derek Carr need to go ahead and make playoffs with the New York Jets and upset the Buffalo Bills and show just how overrated Josh Allen truly is and how paying these quarterbacks $230 million after 1 or 2 seasons is not viable. Because that's why Lamar, we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to that one in a minute.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, And also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.